unveiling, huh? Look, I gotta go to work in a couple hours, you know.
Hey, man, piss off. Ricky,
Yo!
get this lame-o out of your yard.
Hello, welcome to Culture Vultures, recording live in the Vulture Den
On Route 666.
on a hot Saturday afternoon. And I'm Dino, your podder in the Vodder. And as always, with me here is my hetero life mate, Mr. Beardy McKeverson. How's it hanging, son?
Very well, my good boy. Very well indeed. I couldn't be happier.
Lovely.
Yeah, it's
Lovely.
hanging it's hanging that well.
Is it?
It is very
Nearly
well.
hanging off, mate.
I won't go that far, but dangling quite good.
Dangler. The
dangler.
The shortage dangler.
Actually, short and curlies.
Yeah,
I
so
won't take short.
how you been this week?
Yeah, good mate. Yeah, very good. Getting back into the old running I've set myself that goal of I'm going to complete the 5 Great South runs that I always intended to do.
Oh, nice, good on you.
So I got to 4,
Yeah.
and then the old toe gave up, didn't it? So I had to have the
toe
old
jam.
surgery and stuff on it.
Yeah,
And then I never thought I would run again. So it's now just building it back up. All is good.
you're gonna do it, are you?
I'm going to do it. I'm going to fucking do it.
Fucking even talking about it's wearing me out, mate.
So yeah, that's all good. Yeah, training towards that.
Nice.
Catching up on the old Vulture shit.
Lovely.
Films we watched and stuff. So yeah, it's been good.
Oh, good.
Good, double good.
This week, I have mostly been eating corn. Not a bad week. I am, I don't know, just normal stuff, gardening, farting around, buying toys, acting like a turd.
Loves it, don't you?
Love toys, mate. Yeah, you know the collection is here.
It is.
All pop culture stuff. But let's get into it.
Wall up, let's go.
Now, what shall we talk about?
So this week we have decided to have a look at the Tom Hanks classic that is The Burbs.
Directed by Joe Dante of Gremlins, Inner Space, and Police Squad. 3 classics right there.
Lovely, yeah. Yeah, so in good company there, The Burbs. But,
Indeed.
Yeah, 1989, The Burbs. It's about a suburban cul-de-sac with neighbours, and they've got some new neighbours that have moved in that might be serial killing Satanists.
Yeah, a little bit like it could be the family from the Hills of Eyes or something like that. Yeah.
Or they might just want to keep themselves to themselves.
Yeah, I mean they are living in the cul-de-sac where eventually Desperate Housewives would be. And also, I know you got
fact already.
Little factoroonie already.
Fact,
or
maybe.
is it Monica's parents and friends? Is one of the houses. Yeah.
Is it?
I've been there.
Have you?
I've been there.
I've been past it.
Yeah.
On the Universal Locked.
Universal backlock. Mackay.
Yeah, so we've got a good cast. Tom Hanks, Bruce Dern, Carrie Fisher, and Corey Feldman.
Rick DeCommon.
Yeah, that's the comedian guy though, isn't it? He's not really in an awful lot of stuff.
No, but I mean, he does pop up in Die Hard, Last Boy Scout, and Last Action Hero. Because Last Boy Scout is brilliant. It's when when old Milo goes over the hill, isn't it? He's like, shoot! And the car sort of lands in the geezer's swimming pool, and it's old Rick DeCommon, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean he's really got a small part in Die Hard where he just turns the power off.
Oh, he's in the drain, isn't he? You see? I got a car downtown.
It's a shame because he is really quite funny in it as Tom Hanks's annoying neighbour. Because it kind of, at the beginning you find out that Tom Hanks is on vacation, as the Americans say, but he's decided just to stay at home. which I think's fair enough. But obviously, his wife Carrie Fisher is giving him a right load of ear-roll about it.
Going down to the lake.
Yeah,
We need to go to the lake.
Yeah, and he just wants to kick around the house in his pajamas, having a beer here and there, having a few naps. You know.
And his mate Art turns up and eats his breakfast.
Yeah, well, he says he's not going to eat it, but yeah, his mate Art next door, he turns up and basically eats everything that he's got.
What I love is, like, at one point, once he's finished eating all of the bacon and eggs and the sausages,
Yeah.
he helps himself to the fridge, and this is like mid sort of dialogue. He
Yeah.
comes back, he's got a whole pineapple,
Yeah.
and he starts eating spare ribs.
It's so weird that he just. I noticed that as well. That out of everything, he brings out a pineapple as well as the leftover spare ribs.
Yeah.
And that. But he starts off with eating pancakes. Then she gives him a plate of cooked breakfast. Is he? But the best bit is she walks past with the dog's food, and he sticks his finger in it and sort of and then does the face because obviously it's dog food. But he thinks it's more food coming past him. But there is that American thing where they just help themselves in their refrigerators. In it, where they just go in there. But yeah, I thought that was class.
But not spare ribs at breakfast. But I suppose that's what made it funny, though, wasn't it? Yeah.
Spare ribs and the pineapple. His wife's supposed to be as well, so we're supposed to think that he hasn't been eating properly, but no.
Ray, this is Walter.
But what's that film when someone pulls two spare ribs apart and flicks all of the barbecue sauce?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know?
Doesn't ring a bell, that
No,
one.
because when I was watching it, I thought it was going to be that. And he kind of pulls it.
It just reminds me of the old episode of Only Fools and Horses when he's trying to do it with the chicken.
Oh,
and
yeah,
Odd Job walks by.
Albums in the King Gangoolies.
That's it, yeah.
But
What happened?
yeah, I'll tell you the thing that I noticed straight away about obviously the cul-de-sac and the family.
yeah, because even though we've got old Corey Feldman in it,
Yeah.
he's just perving on her all the time, isn't he?
No tan lines this morning. That kid next door's a meatball.
Meatball.
That's what I
It's
said.
like Adam Sandler, isn't it?
Meatball.
That old fart. Got the best lawn on the block. And you know why? Because he trains his dog to crap in my yard.
Great. Yeah, so
But you're introduced to all these like really colourful characters,
Yes.
very quickly. It establishes that really quickly, doesn't it?
yeah, so they're all. So you've got the old man with the dog. You've got Bruce Dan and his hot wife. Art, who's on his own at the moment.
Yep.
Corey Feldman, who's at home on his own because his parents have gone.
That's it, yeah.
And then you've got Tom Hanks and Carrie Fisher. But cause, Corey Feldman's like painting the house, isn't he? But what I think is funny is at the beginning he comes out, brings his giant speakers out with his turntable,
Yeah.
and he plops a can of paint and it just spills all over it. And then
Just don't give a shit, does
yeah,
it?
and he puts on some music, doesn't he? And starts rocking out.
Playing air guitar, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Loving it.
I thought he was going to do his moonwalk shit.
Yeah. Stick his hood up.
Yeah.
He did. Moonwalk shit.
Weird,
Yeah.
mate. So then we learn that there's new neighbours next door, but no one's ever seen them.
Yeah, there's something afoot, isn't there? Because I mean, because all of their houses are all pristine, and it's got that real sort of Americana feel. Everyone's got the
Yeah.
perfect lawn, nicely painted houses,
And everyone
theirs-
looks like the Munsters.
It looks like the Munsters, don't it? It looks
Yeah.
something out of a like Tim Burton movie, or
Yeah.
or that house from the remake of It,
or House.
or House, yeah, but not the
Not the MD.
not the Prince Regent version. No,
What
a pair of trousers. How'd you put them on?
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's kind of because every night there's like a massive amount of noise coming from the basement, which they think's weird.
Yeah,
But no
there's
one's
like
ever seen anyone.
bright lights and
Yeah.
stuff, isn't it? Yeah.
What's the weird goddamn noise you got coming out of here all the time?
I think that we should go.
What have you got in the cellar here, Klopek?
But so Art and what is Tom Hanks' name in it?
Yeah.
Ray.
That's it,
Ray,
yeah, Ray.
yeah.
Ray.
Ray and Art go over to see if they can speak to him, and straight away, Art walks on the porch and sticks his foot through. Straight through. Oh. And then Tom Hanks goes,
He's like, I'm not paying for that. If anything, I'm going to sue them. They love it, don't they, the Americans?
Yeah.
Let's just sue each other. Disagreement, I'm going to sue you.
Yeah, but even more worth a sue is that they knock the door, don't they? And then it lets all the bees out.
Yeah, but just before that, you got the number, it's 669,
Yeah.
and then comes the number changes, doesn't it? 666. Then they get attacked by bees. And then Bruce Dern takes them down with a hose, doesn't he? Cold water, cold water.
Yeah. Run to me, boys.
And he runs towards them, doesn't he? The hose is too short. He falls on his arse.
Yeah,
Feldman's
class.
loving it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. It is good.
But it's just full of those little mishaps, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's got loads of little comedy scenes in it, and when they find that is it the dog that's been left? It's the old man's dog that's been left out.
Yeah. The dog, who's also the dog Precious in Silence of the Lambs.
Is it?
Puts the Lord
Is
in
it
my
the
skin,
same
I
dog?
catch the holes again. Yeah, it's the same dog.
Same year, wasn't it?
Little film fact, squeeze it in there.
Oh, yeah, you're full of your little facts, aren't you?
Yeah. Don't you hurt my fucking dog!
You want to fuck me?
Listen, a big fat girl.
I'd fuck me.
Oh, Buffalo Bill. Yeah. I still love that bit when she actually clocks him and she knows it in because she sees the like the butterflies. No, the moth. I think
It's a
with
moth, yeah.
the moth. Yeah, with the old
Deadhead moth.
Deadhead moth.
Yeah.
And she notices it's him, and he does that kind of weird little like around the oven. It's like an Alan Partridge. He's like
Alan Partridge.
as Buffalo Bill.
It puts the lotion on its skin.
Oh, Meg, thank God I found you. Hey, remember how you borrowed my club card for the grocery store? Could you toss that up to me?
Oh, you don't have to have the card. You can just give them your phone number.
Oh, really? Hey, thanks, man. Hey, Meg, I like your new boyfriend. Every pot finds a lid, huh? Have fun, you kids.
I'll tell you about that, the deadhead moth. It's called deadhead because it looks like it's got a skull on it. That's
Yeah,
why they
you've
use
got it on your wrist.
I've got a
there,
tattoo.
yeah.
But you know, the picture for Silence of the Lambs, and I'm not doing Silence of the Lambs, but this is a little factoid. That is a Salvador Dali picture. It's a photo of loads of naked people making up the skull shape.
I should know that. He's my most favourite artist.
Is he?
But even I've learned something today.
Salvador Dali.
Salvador
Yes, it's a
Dali.
photo he did of a skull, and then they used that on the posters.
Oh.
Anyway, the Burbs.
Back to the Burbs.
But they find out that the old man's not in his house and his dog's been left. So they go to try and look through the window. And all he found goes, I can see something moving in there. And Bruce Dern opens the door. And he goes, a soldier's way saves the day. He's fucking pulled a pane of glass out to climb in.
Yeah, because he's got it on the old suction.
Yeah,
like,
so he's
glove
done,
thing,
he's done a suction thing and then cut the glass out like a burglar would.
That reminds me of the in Superman the movie
Yeah.
when the guy's climbing up the side of the building. He's
yeah.
got that. I know he doesn't take the windows out, but it
That's
just
the sort of
reminded
thing,
that
yeah.
straight away. Yeah.
Suckers. And so they go in. But Art starts nicking stuff, doesn't he, straight away?
He's straight in the pocket.
Do you want to put that back? Yeah. What, this is all going to end up in some sort of flea market anyway.
You want to take that out of your pocket? You want to not steal that from Walter's house, please?
Hey, what's the difference? All this junk is going to end up in a flea market sooner or later anyway. Hey, you guys, look. These cookies are...
Then Bruce Dern hears his missus scream and they look out and she thinks it's a rat, but it's the old fella's
It's old
tube.
syrup.
Yeah, it's the old tube on top of the stove, isn't it?
On the stove, that's it, yeah.
And another class bit is that bit, and Art's just taken a plate of stuff out of the fridge because obviously he's found food. Corey Feldman bursts through the door, smashes the plate.
Oh, the time is perfect. So the cookies or something, they just go fucking everywhere.
But yeah, that's great. That is good. Another scene is when they decide to go and meet the neighbours, don't they? So Bruce Dern and his missus and Tom Hanks and Carrie Fisher, they go to see if they can go in and talk to the new people that are in the house.
Yeah, it's because Ray and Art keep squabbling like kids, don't they, on the doorstep. So they step in, don't they?
Yeah, step in and say, we're going to go and talk to them. But Bruce Dern's got a plate of brownies and he shoves his foot through the porch and he drops it.
There go the goddamn brownies.
Just dusts them off though, don't he?
Oh, yeah. But that has got the... I always remember this. This is like this when I watched it before. It's like when Tom Hanks has to eat that sardine on a pretzel because no one else is eating them.
Oh, a bit like squidgy, squelchy
It's got
sound.
the head on it and everything, isn't it?
That giant pretzel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rather him than me.
Yeah, he does it really well.
He does, yeah. Because nobody else touches him, and Carrie Fisher gives him the nod. Go on, go on, go on.
That's another classic line that's right off of Bruce Dern when he goes to him.
Klopek. What is that, Slavic?
No.
About a 9 on the tension scale, Rube.
Because you meet the first one who's, I know, the doctor is the brother, but when you meet the first one, he's got that like funny expression on his face, like,
yeah.
And obviously listeners can't
He's
see it.
pissed off. Yeah.
And he's got a funny
that's a
little
good thing to do for the listeners.
Yeah.
Look at that face.
So he looks like this.
Yeah, brilliant. You
But by
catch
that
him
point,
on
they would have gone and had a look at it, and he's
Yeah.
got that funny little, weird little bob haircut, and
Yeah.
and he doesn't really say anything. And even
He's
like when they're
grumpy
sitting there,
old man, isn't he?
grumpy old man. But even when they're sitting there and they don't know what to say to him, he's sat there going. And there's that one bit in here when they're talking,
Yeah.
and Bruce Dern's in the corner, but for no apparent reason, he's just picking up the wallpaper,
Yeah.
rips the whole bit off. He rips the whole bit off, and then he just tries to stick it back on.
He doesn't give a shit.
No.
About it. Great. And then the other one, the great Bruce Dern line is, I think Bruce Dern's got all the best lines in this actually. And he goes out and he goes,
Smells like they're cooking a goddamn cat over there.
Yeah, he's definitely he was my favourite character.
yes, I really thought he was really good because he's banging to like his military stuff.
He's on the roof at one point, isn't he, with a sniper rifle?
That's the
isn't
other
he?
best scene as well. He's on the roof with a sniper rifle. He's got his little box of animal crackers.
I see.
And
his massive radio.
His little chair, and he's keeping lookout for when they turn up because Art and Ray are in the house next door trying to find the bodies that they think are buried in there. Yeah, that's right, Jimbo. Then Corey Feldman's invited all his mates over because to have a party because he knows it's all going to kick off.
That's it, yeah.
But his mate goes over to him and he goes to Bruce Dern, "Hey man, when's the big unveiling?" And Bruce Dern goes, "Hey man, piss off."
Oh yeah, that's the geezer. It looks like a cross between Lou Ferrigno and the feral kid from Mad Max 2. Does it? Because he's got two mates, and they're kind of odd looking, aren't they? And that's one of them. And then the other one is the blonde guy who looks like he's sort of like balding a lot, doesn't he? And then you also got Dick Miller makes an appearance, the old garbage man, or one of the garbage men,
Brilliant.
Gremlins and Terminator 1 is. That's my favourite one. Hey, you can't do that. Wrong.
Oh, he sells him his guns, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. And then he's the next door neighbour, isn't he, in Gremlins, and he comes bulldozing through the house at the.
He's in Gremlins too, though.
In Gremlins too, as well, yeah, because he really sort of he doesn't believe it at first, but then he's almost like he gets obsessed with it, doesn't he? Yeah. But he pops up, and who's the other garbage man? He's the geezer who's the
Inner Space.
Yeah, but he's also in Star Trek, isn't he? In Star Trek, one of the series, he's the android, isn't he?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah,
he's the guy that was in Inner Space, the cowboy.
Ah, he is the cowboy, isn't he? He's just known as the cowboy.
Yeah, and Martin Short ends up getting his face redone as him.
That's it, yeah.
Oh, that's a class. I haven't seen that in years, actually. Inner Space.
With old Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid, Meg Ryan, and Martin Short. Shrink Down.
I was talking about that with someone the other day. I think it was something to do with the old COVID thing and their belief system that they honestly believe that we were being injected with like robots or something.
Anti-vaxxers, yeah. All injected with little Dennis Quaid.
Little Dennis Quaid, yeah, it's got little Dennis Quaids in our bodies, yeah.
In 3 years' time, he'll enlarge and
we'll sneeze and I'll land on the screen somewhere. Yeah.
Farted, there he went.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the garbage men bit is good as well. Because what's his name, the bloke from Gremlins goes, I hate cul-de-sacs. There's only one way out. The only worse thing than that. He goes, yeah, naked ladies, we're going.
Dickie Miller.
Yeah, that's great though. It's an awesome film. I like the fact, obviously, all the way right up until the end, you think that it's all just been a big misunderstanding, and they're not the people they think they are.
Yeah. So spoiler alert, because we are going to spoil it now. So you can, probably the best opportunity for you to
Well, if you
pause
haven't
this all.
seen it by now.
Well, you're a little bit sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do. You do think
All the way
through it. They're up to sort of like no good. And I hadn't seen it for quite a while.
No.
And I just assumed that by the end of it was going to be something really trivial.
Yeah.
Because it almost plays out like that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's almost like, no, it can't be that.
Yeah.
It's got to be something silly.
Yeah, but it's it kind of finishes with basically the brother admitting and thinking that Tom Hanks has seen one of his skulls. I know you saw one of my skulls.
Yeah, who's that geezer? That little geezer? I can't remember. I didn't actually know.
He always reminds me of one of Penn and Teller, the magicians.
Oh, the little one, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember. He's one of those guys he's in so many things that you can't remember. You can't actually sort of pinpoint it down in the end.
I can remember him being in Erie, Indiana, as the lost property bloke. I think.
Oh, he's the Nazi guy at the Blues Brothers.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, the cigarette.
Yeah. And the flying car.
Yeah.
Goes off the bridge and just flies, doesn't it? And just crashes into the floor.
Yeah, no. Great. It's a good film. It's a really good film. And when Tom Hanks is having the fight with Art after he's been blown up and he bites his broken finger.
Yeah, they're kind of slapping each other, don't they? And it's like, ah!
Oh, yeah, you know, someday they're going to dig up the back of that yard and they're going to find the rest of that skeleton to go with that femur. Oh, it might not be Walter, but it's going to be some torture. Shut up, Art! Shut up! I don't know what to say. What, do you want me to move?
Is your finger okay?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed the Burbs. I always enjoy watching the Burbs, to be honest.
It's great though, isn't it? I mean, one thing I didn't notice, and I suppose it's because I haven't watched it for a while, is there's that one moment where Tom Hanks has actually got his feet up and he's watching telly and he's watching Mr. Rogers.
I was
and
just
I
gonna
thought
say that,
it's quite
yes.
interesting, isn't it? Because some years later he would play
Mr.
Rogers. Yeah,
Yeah, I think I said that.
I love that when that happens.
I said that to someone when they were going to go and see that film at the cinema, and I said it's kind of like, it's weird because it's like that connection where, because he wakes up after having that nightmare.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the night before he's watching telly and he turns over, and first of all he's watching some old horror film where there's a human sacrifice happening. Then he turns it over to the Exorcist bit. And then it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 when he comes through the radio station wall.
Yes, yeah.
Brilliant.
But yeah, no, I love it. I love the Burbs. It never gets old. He's so funny as well, and it's one of those. It is one of those movies before he was like the Tom Hanks of today, isn't it? Because I mean, a lot of the films he does now, he's I suppose more regarded as a more serious actor.
Yeah, I mean he's won Oscars and stuff, but I think it was like literally that was the last film he did within that. I mean, earlier on in the 80s, he was in quite a lot of comedy stuff like Bachelor Party, Man with the Red Shoes, and Splash.
Money Pit.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
It is. Well, Splash is quite good though with old John Candy.
Yeah, that's what. Oh, yes.
And Eugene Levy's brilliant.
Is he in it? I can't remember that.
Yeah, he's the. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah. Yes, he's in it. He's the one who's trying to catch her, and he throws the bucket of water over and all that.
Oh, is he?
Because he goes down. Goes down a deep sea dive suit, but it's one of those really old ones with the hat thing.
Well, the Del Boys one.
Yeah, and then the bloke who's on the ship has put his rocking chair on the air pipe.
Classic.
You moron!
Ron Howard, isn't it, that film?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one, that is.
Sploosh.
Splooshing it up.
So, you got any facts for the Burbs, or was it just pretty run of the
Well,
mill?
I chucked a few in there, didn't we? As we were running.
Hey, Rumsfeld, dude! What are you doing with a gun? Shut up and paint your goddamn house!
And then... no, the only one left I think I had was Jerry Goldsmith's score.
Yeah.
During the fight scene of the ambulance car,
Yeah.
they reused a bit of old Gremlins 2, the new batch.
Did they?
Yeah. Which I listened when
was
we watched it. I
19.
thought that sounds familiar. I couldn't quite place it in all honesty
Yeah.
during it, but that was it. But in terms of the Factoroonie's, kind of covered it already. But that's a line I forgot about Art. Is when they're doing their digging. He's like, they've been digging. They're ghouls. I mean, even just the word ghouls.
So the one bit that we forgot to mention as well is when Art's trying to convince Ray by showing him the satanic book of ritual killings, and then Tom Hanks puts his fingers in it and he starts going, I don't want to listen to this, I don't want to hear this now.
I'm telling you, Walter was a human sacrifice. You're chanting. I want to kill everyone. Satan is good. Satan is our pal. Ray, you're chanting.
I want to kill everyone. Satan is good. Satan is our pal.
Yeah, because they're in his basement and they just randomly have this Book of the Dead, don't they, or something?
Yeah. But I'm going to give the Burbs 9 out of 10.
I would give it... I won't go quite as far as 9, but I would most certainly give it... I'd give it an 8.5. If we could do halves.
We're doing fractions now, aren't we?
I think we're doing fractions, yeah.
Yo, Rumsfeld!
But yeah, I mean, because I wouldn't think... Not as low as an 8, even though an 8 is a very good score. Not as good as a 9, but an 8.5. A very good 8.5. I really like this film.
I think the message to psychos, fanatics, murderers, nutcases all over the world is do not mess with suburbanites because, frankly, we're just not going to take it anymore. You know, we're not going to be content to look after our lawns and wax our cars, paint our houses. We're out to get them, Don. We are out to get them.
Art!
Your wife's home.
And your house is on fire! My wife is home!
It's one of those ones where, if we weren't covering it and it did pop up on one of the old streaming services, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Watch it, yeah.
Yeah, I normally watch it once a year or once every other year, but yes. I love the Burbs, and so will you. Check it out.
Check it out.
Right. There you go then. That's that. So what I was going to say is, I was just been scouring the internet. I look at the old internet, don't I?
Oh, no, you do.
And have a little...
What have you found this time?
Well, this week, I mean, there's a couple of stories I was looking at because obviously, as you know, one of my favourite films is Jaws.
Yeah.
And I do get quite interested in some of the shark attacks. I mean, there's quite a lot that are happening at the minute in Australia mainly, but there was one where it's been caught where a woman was hand feeding. So they look like bull sharks, but I don't know. They're not great whites. But
hand feeding the shark.
Hand feeding the shark, and obviously one of them bops up and gets a bit overzealous and pulls her in.
It probably thinks I'm not happy with these little scrimps and scraps you give me. You got a lovely limb there. I'll have a bit of that.
Well, she's fine. She just had a bit of a nibbled finger, I think, but that was
Don't
lucky.
fuck with sharks.
No.
I wouldn't get anywhere near a shark. Someone said, "Oh, do you fancy doing the old, cage thing?"
Yeah.
I'd only do that if I had some kind of electrical device which would fuck it up, and a harpoon gun and a grenade. Actually, no, fuck it.
It's not the shark's fault.
I wouldn't go down there.
No, I wouldn't. He's all right. He's swimming around, and then he sees it's probably him looking at a chocolate orange with you in a cage.
Cherry's
Thinking,
chocolate orange.
Look, I've got to get the box and the wrapper off. But I tell you what, that's going to be tasty.
Juicy
and then
inside.
yeah, how would you like it if you bought an orange like that and you tried to get inside and you got electrocuted?
Not my problem.
You wouldn't be happy, would you?
No, I wouldn't be happy.
Have you tampered with the wrapping?
But there is a bit of superficial damage to the book.
Don't bother about the damage. They're all damaged. Have you kept it below room temperature?
I don't think so.
Shop damage.
You just wouldn't know, would you? I mean, that is just asking for trouble.
Well, I watched this thing about sharks actually, and what they're saying is it's becoming more sort of prevalent in a lot of places where you get sharks, because they're obviously tourist attraction. And what happens is you go out and they show you how to feed the shark, which encourages the sharks to come into the more shallower areas of the beach. And then also, because they do it from their hand, so they've got a big chunk of meat in it, you get someone swimming and you're moving your hands in the water, they see that and they think there's food in your hand, which can attract them to attack, which I know has happened in Egypt, off of the coast of that, where they've had that a few times. And I heard about this, a woman was having a swim there, right, and shark got hold of her, fucking a bit like Jaws, bit half her arse off. I mean, that's all you need, isn't it?
Yeah, bye derriere.
Yeah, I mean, she finds it very hard to sit down now.
Well, I suppose you would, wouldn't you?
Yeah. They said don't go out there swimming all half-arsed, and that happened. Oh, God, eh?
Again, why? Why mess about with that shit?
Well, I think she didn't know there was a shark there, did she? She just wanted to
No, I mean, like, training them, in essence, to...
Oh, that's money, mate, isn't it? Moulay roulé.
Moulay roulé.
Could be to do with overfishing as well. They've not got as much food source further out to sea, so they come in looking for more food, and all they see is juicy women's arses. And to be honest, they wouldn't mind taking a bite out of that.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that's some of my weird shit that I found out this week. Have you got anything you want to talk about there, young sir?
No, I think I'm done now, actually. I mean, that's kind of
done.
pissed me off a little bit, really. I mean...
Oh, was it? Upset you with the old sharks?
Well, why fuck about with it?
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean? You're going into their habitat, and you...
Habitat?
Yeah, not the
Habitat.
shop.
Habitat.
Habitat.
Yeah, Habitat sofas.
Thank heavens for Habitat sofa coffins.
Habitat, yeah, Sharky on the old sofa.
Yeah.
It's like I saw a video the other day, and it was a guy in India, and you see it from the outside of his house, and there's this big old tail of a snake, and he's there like prodding it with a stick, right? And you'll probably find
antagonising it.
Well, I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to get it out of the house.
Yeah.
But he's trying. I think it's a stick with a hook. I could be wrong. But anyway,
hookers.
He's prodding this like thing, right? And then what makes it really funny is that suddenly the snake comes out. You know, as they do, sort of like this. He comes smashing out the door like, "You fucking what?"
Yeah.
And the geeser's like, "Ah!"
Is that the one that's near a garage?
No, I think he's like in his house or something like that.
Yeah, I've seen one. It comes right up to the window, but right up.
And then he comes out of the doorway. He comes out the door. So this guy's like messing about with him. He comes out like, "I'll have you." Yeah. But it's just the way that he's so sharp. Yeah.
Must have been a black mamba.
Might have been, yeah.
All erect.
All erect, yeah.
You only love me when you want punani.
All right then. So we'll leave it there this week then. Just a quick shout out, just to say, obviously we lost Sean Locke a few weeks ago, one of my favourite comedians. The 2 series of 15 Stories High are currently on the BBC iPlayer. Fucking amazing. Watch them.
Oi! Get up and milk it!
I'm walking. You can only say that if I'm on a bike.
Your back wheel's going round!
I haven't got a bike.
Bitch! Slapper!
I'm a bloke.
Short ass! Midget!
I'm 6'1". I don't mind insults, as long as they're accurate.
Baldy!
I'm not bald.
Brammet! Egghead!
You can only say that if I haven't got any hair.
He looks like Ian Bill.
He's not bald either.
Baldy!
I'm not bald.
Baldy!
Do you want to give a little shout out to the Twitters, the Twatters and the Twonkers?
They know who they are. They know where to find us.
I want you to tell all your friends about me.
Culture Vultures on the old social media. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, and we're on Facebook.
And we're on.
And we are.
We are always on. On the old harpoon.
That's it, yeah. If you want to send in some recommendations for maybe something for us to cover, to chat shit about. Yeah, a little request, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Just building up towards our October Halloween, heavy on the horror movies.
Oh, well, they are heavy as well. We've got some delights, haven't we, lined up for you?
Lovely. Anyway, that'll be in a couple of weeks' time. But that's it for me and the Kevin Nosh.
Stay frosty.
Yeah. Speak to you soon.